Oh. And we were talking about the Chinese farmer. Had you ever heard that story?
I have not.
I heard it in recovery. It's a shaggy dog story, goes on forever, but the shorter version of it is a Chinese farmer's horse runs off, and that's your ass if you're a farmer, not a big agribusiness farmer. And his neighbors all said, "Oh man, your horse ran off. That's terrible." And he said, "Oh, maybe." And the next day, the horse returns, and it's brought a friend with him. So now he's got two big, beautiful horses, and the neighbors are jealous. They go, "Man, you're the king of the neighborhood now." And he goes, "Well, maybe." And his oldest son, who does a lot of work on the farm, climbs on the new Mustang and gets thrown and breaks his leg. And the neighbors are like, "That's terrible. Your best worker and your beloved son, busted leg. That's awful." And he goes, "Well, maybe." And the next day, the army guy comes through to take all the eldest son's off to war to die, but this one's off the hook because his leg is broken. And the neighbors are like, "Man, you dodged a bullet with that one. You're lucky." And he goes, "Well, maybe." So it goes on and on like that. The point being, I am inclined to judge things before all the evidence is in. Now, my people were Irish, so they were farming potatoes. I don't know how many horses are involved in that. You describe where'd your folks where did your forebears come from? What's your ethnicity?
I'm Mexican.
Oh, from
Mexican American.
From, like, your folks are from Mexico, or what's up
from
there?
Juarez. From Ciudad
Juarez.
Juarez.
The city. Yeah. That's across from El Paso?
That is.
Yeah.
Just across the border.
I very nearly got into trouble there, and I will not elaborate on this podcast.
Well, I'm Texan, too, so it depends who I'm talking to. So
I'm Texan, too, so you'll talk more slowly and explain simple ideas than we.
I can be tough to whoever needs to be.
All right. So if you're going to put on your Texan, what's the difference between that and your Mexican aspect?
I just speak English when I'm trying to be Texan.
Oh, but it's not an attitude adjustment?
No. It's the same attitude.
So you have no opinions about Texans and what they're like?
I reserve my comment on Texans.
Golly. Okay. Where were you born?
What year?
No, where? I'm sorry. Where were you born?
I don't remember the hospital name, but...
What city?
El Paso.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, El Paso.
But
I was raised in Juarez till I was 10.
I've walked back and forth across the bridge. I don't know what the state of the party is now. In the 90s, things were more relaxed. You could go down for lunch and stuff. And I also have spent a lot of time in Los Angeles. And so there's San Isidro. Is that what's across from San Diego? Is that right? Or maybe on the American side it's San Isidro, and you walk down into Tijuana. That's what's across. Boy, I'm going to have to. Brain leaks.
We need to get out there more.
And in terms of recovery, I'm here to learn. It seems like it's different. It's different for folks from your community here in Santa Fe than I think there. Would you agree there are different challenges to even walking in the door? And we'll get to the fact that you're female later, but just being Hispanic, is that different than not?
It is different. It's really hard for men to admit that there's a problem because we come from a culture that alcoholism is good seen. That
not just drinking, but alcoholism.
Alcoholism.
Golly.
You're born that way. You're expected to be an alcoholic. Alcohol runs in the family. Alcoholism runs in the family. So it would be a surprise if you're not alcoholic.
I've never heard that said.
So for men, it's good seen to have a beer in their hand or drink a whole bottle of tequila. But getting to that point that you need help and admitting that you need help as a man is somehow degrading for a Hispanic man.
Weak. It's weak.
It's weak. You're seen as weak. So the man that goes into an AA meeting and stays is rare. That's why you see less groups. That's why you see less men in the Spanish speaking meetings.
We have a dedicated Spanish-speaking section of the building here at the community center where we have meetings in Santa Fe. It's the Friendship Club. And by creating a separate, it's on the second floor. It's off in its own world. That seems to have been effective in growing the numbers. Do you think that's a coincidence, or what do you think about that?
If men were more open-minded and not so shy about admitting there was a problem, that room will be full every single day. When I first started going to that group, we were 11 people in there. And right now we're up to 36. So hard work has been put in to that group of going out there and spreading the message and saying, hey, there's a solution for that. You don't have to live that way. Yes, our culture says otherwise, but you don't have to live that way. You don't have to suffer if you don't want to.
In the downstairs section where I am a lot of the time, I see people sheepishly walking up to the front door and maybe looking at we've got a box of help yourself schedules, printed schedules in the front, kind of like a realtor box. And you can tell by body language when somebody's coming slowly up the ramp and looking up at the signs and kind of looking behind them to see who's looking. Yeah, I mean, you can tell that what I'm looking at. Do you get that upstairs? Do you get people walking in with a piece of paper in their hand, kind of looking around like, am I in the right place? Does it happen that way?
It does. You can see that fear in their face. You can see that I don't belong here kind of look. Now,
it's not rare for people in recovery to be court ordered from DWI and that's usually what's up. So you get people with court papers to sign coming up there too?
We do. We have around 6-7 people that have the paper to sign. And a lot of them, since I started, have stayed after the court mandated. And they're celebrating 3, 4, 5 years now.
Great. Wow. It's as we record this, pandemic was 6 years ago, and the building here was closed for over a year. And, it's easy to forget what the world was like during pandemic. We were no restaurants, no movie theaters. We were spraying doorknobs and leaving groceries in the garage for a couple of days before we brought them into the house because we, and so as we opened things back up. You said the in-person meetings in the Spanish-speaking section were really small, like 10 people?
10, 11 people when I first got here 4 years ago.
We live in a city of, depending on how you want to count it, 100,000 tops. It's seasonal because we're a ski, winter sports place. But out of 100,000 people, they say that 55% are Spanish-speaking, and it was a tiny slice of the pie. Here, but how are your friends hearing about us in the first place? If it's not court ordered, how do they hear about the Friendship Club or AA?
So, in the fifth tradition of AA, of Alcoholics Anonymous, it says that the primary purpose of every AA group is to spread the message. So, we have a committee, we have a group of people that we go out there and put flyers up of that this group exists, this Spanish-speaking group exists.
What
here?
Laundromats, libraries, where are you going?
Laundromats, libraries, Hispanic stores, schools, clinics. Everywhere that the door is open, we put a flyer.
Do you get feedback from that? The people go, I was at my doctor and I saw this thing, or I was...
We've gotten a couple.
Okay.
That do. We have business cards. We leave them, in places. And we have a number that they can call and just ask for information.
And are you the person that answers that call a lot of time, the phone call?
Sometimes, and we have other people that answer that phone call.
And I know that you spend a lot of your evenings driving to other cities in northern New Mexico. That's right, isn't it?
I do. I'm part of the Public Information Committee for Alcoholics Anonymous for the Hispanic Intergroup office. So our job, our service is to go spread the message around.
How do you do it?
Love of service.
No. I don't mean emotionally. How do you do it? I mean, how do you set up? How do you find a place where there are going to be people for you to walk in and talk to? You just cold call by knocking on doors, or what do you do?
You knock doors. You get contacts. That contact gets you another contact. It's just a snowball.
Sure. Can you name an example of where you met with one group and they turned you on to another group?
For example, the Mexican consulate, the Consulate of Mexico. We went one time.
I would call an ambassador?
An ambassador, yeah.
Really?
So it's on 4th Street in Albuquerque. So we went one day. They were having a resource event. And we just went and we asked if we could put a table that we were from AA. And they said yes. We had business cards. We spread them out.
And so like a job fair kind of deal where there's different people with, okay.
Exactly. But instead of jobs, it's just resources, just for help, food, recovery, anything like that.
Medical care, dental care.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Usually everything is free for those resources.
ESL. Do they still use that term, ESL? When I was living in Los Angeles, English is a second language. It's a real common
They do, yeah.
thing to.
And just by spreading business cards and getting into a message thread, we find out of events, things happening in the community. So we just go, we call and say, can we go? Usually, most of the time, 99% of the time, they say yes. And we go, set up a table, and do our service.
And, well, so that's, you have the advantage of you have a place. The Friendship Club is a building. It's a place people can come to. So it's not just, they're not just searching on Google, how do I get help with my problem? They can come walking in. They find where the weird stairway is going up to the second story, and they come in looking at a piece of paper and looking around, and they run into you, and you saw them at some event. Has it happened that way?
It has happened. Yeah, it has happened. And there's people that have been in the group for like 5-6 months now because of events that we've done.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And we know you and I are both recovery folks that it's life-saving and it gives you a life, if you do put in the work. And so you get to see, from before the beginning to taking a 1-year chip and having you guys throw parties up there that are setting records around here. I love it.
Yes.
The food is amazing. And I like I see more of a family atmosphere. Little bitty kids running around and old folks on, walkers and canes and wheelchairs even though it's upstairs. When we were out there doing the deal, we would do anything to get to the liquor store. And so a stairway was not it was not a real obstacle. So well done you. Now, we're going to turn to men and women. You like to say you're the only woman that goes to the meetings up there.
I'm the only one among 34 men.
Ever, or have a few come and gone?
When I first got to the group 4 years ago, there was one.
This kind of freaks me out because downstairs it's at least 50% women.
When I first got to the group 4 years ago, there was another woman in there, but she was driving from Española over here. Okay. But then a group opened in Española, so she left and she went to that group. Okay. So I stayed as the only woman there, and to this day, I'm the only woman in there. Women have come and go, from the group. There's 3 or 4 that have gone.
There's nothing rare in recovery of people coming and getting a newcomer chip, and then you don't see them, and what happened? Who can say? Who can make assumptions? They might go to a different town or decide it's not for them, or maybe not yet. But those numbers are pretty awful. It's except for you, 0. That's not great numbers. What do you think about that?
It's not only of the group. I wish there was more women in there. Sometimes I need that support, as women to women.
Of course.
And I see it, in all the groups that we have 16 groups in District 17, at the linguistic side.
I'm sorry, Club AA meeting places?
AA meeting places, yeah. Okay. So we have 17 in District 17. It's the linguistic district for Alcoholics Anonymous. And
I'm assuming that's several counties you're talking about put together?
Yes. Okay. So it's Española, it's Santa Fe, Albuquerque, Los Lunas, Belen. Okay. And I'm pretty sure I'm missing one.
Well, we have listeners all over the world, but if you're not hip to New Mexico, it's the 5th largest state, and it's quite empty. It's a pretty low population here if you're from someplace like Texas or Arizona or California. And so every place you just named, from Belen to Española, it's all what we would consider within driving distance. Or there's even a commuter train here that goes to all those southern places you just named. So it's you got 17 places to have meetings in a state roughly the size of Colorado or something in the northern half. And, I got sober in Los Angeles, and there were, back then, in the 20th century, 4,000 meetings a week. And I know that has probably, so it's you have to look for it. And are we the only AA building? No, there's one in Albuquerque called The Heights. What else is there out there?
The Sleda Club.
Okay.
Yeah, that's another one.
But it's mostly rent a room in a church or a strip mall or something like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's 17 groups. And you would think, well, in those groups, there's a lot of women. All combined, we're 11 women altogether.
That's one per if you're doing the math that way. Okay. So,
and there was a women's only group, and it had to close because there's no women to go. There was only 3 of them in there.
Well, I drive around and do a lot of handing out literature and shaking hands and doing whatever we can do. And there was a facility, I want to say near Espanola, that they seemed to lean heavily on Gamblers Anonymous. And from what I could tell, it was all women. And we've got a GA meeting here at the Friendship Club, and from what I can tell, it's all. I don't think I've seen a guy go in there. Did you know that? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
And you know what? We'll save that for when a lady came into an AA meeting talking about. She said, actually, I'm a gambler and I'm just here because my friend was trying to save me from going to the casino today. So I said, just come catch an open meeting and have a cup of coffee and hang out. And I made a joke that oh my God, gambling is an addiction. They finally came up with an addiction that I don't have. And because I've never, I was spared that somehow. I can't remember the last time I lost $20 at a gaming. It's not something I think about. But this lady started crying and needed a little space. So I took her into my office, give her a Kleenex and a place to sit. And then she started saying this, Clarissa. She said, I was driving from work to home and I knew I couldn't drive past the casino without going in, and it's killing me and it's taking everything. And she was crying. And I thought to myself, oh man, for me, it's not blackjack or Texas Hold'em, but I started getting chills. I'm getting chills now. I know what it is to not be able to drive past the bad place and go do this thing you're powerless over that's wrecking your life and you can't quit. So there's something going on in the brains of us addicts that, I call us zebras. I don't know if you've ever heard that you and I'm an addict alcoholic. I assume you are too.
I am.
Okay. So you're my tribe. We're zebras. We kind of look like the horses. We can kind of hang out with them. We can kind of pass.
We're not.
We're not like the other little boys and girls. You and I were at a recovery meeting recently, and a normie told his story and talked about how the recovery in his family has been a great blessing. And at the same, and this is a pal of mine. This is a guy I've had 100 meals with, and we're buddies, but not the same. It's just not the same. I play music, and I was at a club recently, and they gave us a drink ticket, and I didn't need it. I drink water. And a young lady I know said, "Hey, could you use it? Buy me a drink?" Yeah, sure. And I bought her a cocktail of some sort. And like 2 hours later, it was sweating. There was like one sip missing from it. It was over in the corner, forgotten. I'm like, man, y'all are doing this all wrong. You amateurs. One drink ticket, that would be torture for me.
Yes.
Or off to the ATM. We'll show you. We'll get this thing rolling.
Exactly. Yeah.
So how do you look we've covered a lot of ground. Is Latina, is that a
That's good.
good language? I believe that people have the right to be called what they want to be called. And so I try to learn. So you're a Latina and you have superb language skills. So you could slide right into an English speaking meeting every day of the week. Do you do that so you can be around more women in recovery? Does that?
Sometimes I do. It's not, I don't go often to the English meetings. I feel more comfortable in the Spanish meetings. That's my first language. The bad words are better in Spanish.
The bad words are better.
Yes.
Example?
When I have anger, I can say, hijo de tu chinga madre.
Oh, okay.
So that's better than in English saying fuck you, So it sounds more powerful,
You know what? I've got, I bought some new earbuds for my phone, and it's got a translate thing in there. I swear to God, I keep saying I'm going to go into like one of the meetings upstairs or something, see how it does. It was pretty fun.
Let me know so they don't talk about you.
I wonder about that. I mean, I've spent every day of my life in the American Southwest, but I'm embarrassed at my terrible Spanish. But I know I can order lunch and find the John.
Can you say tacos?
I'm in like 10 different kinds. Okay. I'm good there with menus. So here's what I was trying to head towards. We do 30-minute episodes, and we're about 2/3 through this one. So you're a Latina, recovering alcoholic, super active in terms of reaching out to people and helping them get the help they need. And nobody's showing up like you. There are no women very close to zero. Mm-hmm. How would you describe that? A problem? This the way it is? Do you have in your heart? Well, if I could just do X, I could fix some of this. How do you look at that part of this?
Honestly, when I go and do my service of passing the message, I just don't go and target women, because I know it's harder for Hispanic women or Latina women to go into an AA meeting to ask for help of something that we shouldn't have been doing in the first place.
So if I've heard what you said right, mm-hmm. guys are expected to have a drink in their hand or in their lap or mm-hmm. in their cup holder. And women are expected to never touch the stuff? Is that what you just said? Or?
Never touch it, be washing dishes, cooking, and be perfect. And no addictions, nothing. Just be the home builder. And that's it.
Okay.
It's really hard for women. It was hard for me getting into an AA meeting. It took a lot of time for me to admit that I had a problem.
What broke? When was enough?
When I thought I could drink 2 liters of vodka in 2 hours. And apparently I couldn't. So I had a blackout. I fell. I had an accident. I fell. I hit my face. And my brother found me unconscious on the floor, just purple without breathing. It was April 15 of 2022, that day. And April 17th, Easter Sunday, I remember, was my first day sober. And April 18, I went into detox. Mm-hmm. So it was, and the breaking point was that Sunday, I have a lot of, resentment towards my dad. And he's a really hard-headed person. He's an alcoholic too. And in my 28 years of life at that time, I've never seen my dad cry until that morning where he said, I've been sober for 20 years, but I can bring a bottle and we can drink it together if you want to kill yourself. And he started crying. That's where I said, I need help. I don't want to do this to my parents. I don't care what they did. I don't care the resentment I have towards them, but I don't want to do this. I need help. And that Monday I went into detox.
To detox. Not into AA, into a hospital.
Into a recovery center.
Okay.
Yes. And I was there for 5 days.
Yeah, my sobriety started in a hospital too. Mm-hmm. It was not my idea. I had limited options, and I picked the hospital. I've been sober ever since. Thank you.
Yes, yeah, of course.
And I hope you know we work together, so I know you pretty well, and you're not. You display a lot of humility in your life day to day. So I can say this because you wouldn't. I know for a fact that getting sober and starting to live the life you're living now, you'll never know how many people that's helped. That normie I was talking about said it's not a pebble in a pond, it's a wave. Mm-hmm. Sounds like it's maybe more men, maybe, that you've helped than women at this at this moment, to date. But you're young. You might have another 40 years of working hard in AA ahead of you, and it might be a different world. I hope it is. And you must be the queen of the hop up there. Everybody, it's a very warm atmosphere. I love going in there to grab a taco and shake some hands and stuff. And it's a super family, kind, warm atmosphere up there. And you must be the focus of a lot of good stuff, right?
I'm the princess.
I have to be. You said it, I didn't. Yeah.
I'm protected. They're my family. It's never, there's respect 100% there. I don't know if it's because I'm a woman or what, but I asked for permission to just get a book if we can raffle a book in the district. And they just tell me, do whatever you want. This is your group.
Right.
You're the owner of this group.
Right.
Which I'm not. There's no owners in the AA, but, I'm the princess and I'm protected and I'm taken care of. And they know when I'm sad and they hug me and they just protect me, and they're my second family. A safety that I can't find outside.
Gosh, that just sounds so attractive to me. I wish more Latina women were coming here and having that experience. It's huge, man. It's not little, it's huge.
And it's nice being in a group full of men because I see their side. I hear their side instead of just my side as a woman.
Give me an example.
We have, in our culture, we have a lot of music and songs towards men saying that they're worthless or useless or whatever, And now I see how sometimes their wife is the bad person, or I see that side. And I say, well, maybe we are kind of mean to them. Maybe we are kind of mean to men.
But the doorway into that was song lyrics?
Yeah. There's
example? Give me a verse.
Rata de dos patas from Paquita la del Barrio. It just says that men are stupid, that they're worthless because a man cheated on her. So there's a lot of songs, a lot of mariachi songs to men like that.
Wow.
So it's kind of funny, but then it's not funny. But I see their side. I see what they go through. I see their struggles too. I see how hard they work for their kids, for their family. Sometimes as women, we take for granted. We just say, oh, it's your job to work hard.
Right.
Well, they're human too. They get tired. They have emotions. They can cry.
Everybody's working hard.
Exactly. So we forget that as women, that men can be weak too, that they don't have to be strong all the time. And I see that in group. I've seen countless men cry when they're sharing.
Sure, of course.
And break down and just cry, So I see that side. So I love being in a group full of men because I see their side.
So enough was enough in that horrific, episode that took you to detox, I believe is how you described it. Has there been a moment where you kind of looked into your heart and said, I really am sober now. I'm not a slave to that shit the way I was, 6 years ago, 7 years ago. What have you had an aha moment in recovery?
I have, but in the way of I don't need liquor anymore to live my life. But I don't think I'm sober 100%. Not because I use drugs or use alcohol behind everyone's back, but because there's more to sobriety.
You better believe it.
Than alcohol, than just drinking or using.
Out of control behavior, not doing your best.
I haven't relapsed in alcohol, but I've relapsed emotionally. And that's, in my opinion, worse than actually going to drink.
Okay. I do know I've done inventories in sobriety, and the list is usually very short, but I was sober for all that. It's like, yeah, you did this naughty stuff sober. You didn't have that. Well, I was hammered that night. What are you going to do? No, not in a long, long time.
There's no excuse anymore. Yeah.
Well, I've never or almost never seen anybody work this thing as hard as you're working it. So it's a privilege to be in your company. You're very inspiring, and thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.